I'm ovulating and I had like a plug of blood come out and I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant.
I lied about being pregnant as a joke.
So the internet's been around for the longest, and I'm sure most of us have been using it since we were kids. And I think it's safe to assume that we all understand the concept of almost everything on the internet is fake, and we shouldn't believe everything we see. But we can agree that lying to people for their money is completely fucked up, and this is just an example of what to look out for. So guys, today we're going to be talking about Konstnar and her not so truthful miscarriage. Now, if you're like the rest of the world and you don't know who the hell she is, I guess you could say she's a YouTuber or content creator who hasn't been on YouTube for a little over a year, but about 2 weeks ago she uploaded a video titled I have an announcement, and just with the thumbnail alone you don't have to watch the video to know what the announcement was. But throughout the whole video she sits there and makes you believe that she is 100% absolutely pregnant, and even has little dumbass moments like this.
I'm good, guys. I'm actually so good. I want to have a kid, I just don't think I can have a fucking kid right now. And I really want a kid. I do want a fucking kid. And I'm not being stupid. I'm not being like, oh, well, you're young. You don't really know what it's like. You have so much life to live. Fuck you! I'm having a baby. Like, I'm having the baby. It's not like it's not like I'm getting rid of it. It's like I'm having the baby. I'm gonna have a baby. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And this shit is so fucking pathetic. Imagine being so dedicated to the bit to the point where you record yourself sitting in a parking lot being quote unquote emotional, crying and screaming for a fucking lie you made up on the spot. And I feel bad for the people who actually thought this was genuine and real and were actually trying to be nice and supportive. Meanwhile, this girl's giving them the biggest middle finger to the face. Now you guys are probably wondering, why even make up the lie? What was the reason? And luckily for us, she made a part 2 or an update titled I Lost the Baby.
No, I am not pregnant. And I'm sure some of you are shocked. I'm sure some of you are not surprised at all. I'm sure some of you don't care. But some of you might be asking, when you're a content creator, the line between entertainment and reality is very blurred. Your audience will become very attached to an abstraction of yourself. And the odd thing is that this connection can become very personally meaningful to the viewers, whilst not being personally meaningful to the creator itself. Your attention is monetarily valuable to me. And unless you have some narcissistic tendencies, which a lot of us do, the experience of having a parasocial relationship with your audience can be very uncomfortable.
She's blaming this shit on a fucking parasocial relationship, which if you guys don't know what it is, it's pretty much where one person feels like they're in a friendship or relationship with another person, but the other person doesn't know they exist. It usually happens to like big time celebrities. But anyways, a parasocial relationship is not a reason to fake your pregnancy. And throughout this lie, there was no way, shape, or form that there was a parasocial relationship going on, unless there was someone who strongly believed that they were the father when they clearly weren't. And then in the next clip, she tries to give an example of a parasocial relationship, but she clearly shows that she has no idea what the fuck a parasocial relationship is.
I'll give you an example. When I was 15 and I first started making content, I had a lot of people threaten to rape me every day. And if you could imagine, this was not fun. And the problem with this, beyond the obvious, is that there's no meaningful way to respond to this interaction. The offender has anonymity, and in some way, so do I. So I'm not treating them like a real person. They're not treating me like a real person. You're not real, and I'm not real, and none of this is real. And yet, the effect that we have on each other is still very real.
So we can all agree that threatening to rape a 15-year-old girl is completely fucked up. But bitch, that's not a parasocial relationship. That's just some dude telling you he's gonna hurt you. And the way you describe this so-called parasocial relationship is completely wrong. How it would work would be they acknowledge you as a real person, but you won't acknowledge them. To them, this is absolutely real. This is reality. But to you, it's not.
I lied about being pregnant as a joke. And the joke is not that pregnancy under strenuous circumstances is funny. The joke is not that the audience was gullible enough to believe that I was pregnant. The joke is you connected to something that wasn't real. And I have become something that isn't real.
See, this is the part where you showed how fucking stupid and confused you are. Your audience believed in something that wasn't real because you made them think it was real. You put on a fake belly. You showed a fake pregnancy test. You showed yourself crying like a little bitch. It would be completely different if this was just a skit and you made it blatantly obvious that this was a joke and people still treat it like it was real. Then that would be a parasocial relationship. You are the one that made people believe in something that wasn't real and had the audacity to attempt to make them feel stupid.
We all come here to find this connection over and over again. And we don't really find it until now, when you subscribe to my Patreon. Oh yeah, that's fucking right. This entire stunt has been an advertisement for my Patreon. I'm also announcing that I'm coming back to YouTube. Listen, I wanted to come back to YouTube and explain to everyone why I had been gone and what had happened to me in that time that made me want to come back. But some of you in my audience are pretty weird, and I don't blame any of you. You know, you can't help being weird, but I didn't think that it would be healthy for me to expose myself like that to all of you. And that's why I decided to keep a lot of my more sensitive information behind a paywall, where I would hope some of the audience would be more intentional with how they interact with me, because now it costs money to do so.
Oh my god, all this shit just to fucking promote her Patreon. And it's dumb as hell. How are you gonna go on this whole spew about parasocial relationships, yet you release a Patreon exposing all your personal sensitive information, building these parasocial relationships? Like, the irony is just on a whole nother level right now. Like, this shit is fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking idiotic to the point where you guys should subscribe to my Patreon. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that shit to you guys. No, but seriously, if this is your attempt to come back to YouTube, maybe you should have stayed away from YouTube. And this is truly the dumbest idea ever. Like, do you truly expect people to pay up to $300 a month just to watch shit that you can post on your Snapchat, on your Insta for free? Like, I seriously doubt your personal life is that fucking interesting. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be it for the video. In conclusion, don't be a dumbass and a greedy bitch like this bitch right here. But like I said, that's gonna be it for the video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this shit. Are you subscribing to her Patreon? If so, let me know. Subscribe if you choose to do so, and have a good one.